Okay, just ask the nice people playing to tell the audience who they are before we get going, and then we will start. I'll begin with Oxford ISIS, playing with one game advantage to my left.
I'm Victoria.
I'm Dave, I'm a fourth-year engineering student specialising in civil and structural engineering.
Hi, I'm Tom Finch. I'm currently just embarked on a classics course here at St John's.
Hi, I'm Hasni and doing medicine.
And their opponents, Oxford Cherwell.
I'm Alex, I'm in the English department.
I'm Maris, I'm in the history department.
I'm Alison, I'm another historian.
I'm Simon and I study infectious diseases.
Okay, you all know the rules. Fingers and buzzers. Start for 10. In the 1930s in Paris, Alexander Kojève composed a series of lectures on the work of this philosopher who was studied in America in the St. Louis and Cincinnati schools. He discussed symbolic, classical and romantic art in the second part of Lectures on Aesthetics. This man claimed that history follows the orders of reason in his philosophy of history, and he wrote of doctrines of being and essence in his Science of Logic.
Durkheim.
Lose 5. Bruno Bauer was a member of a young society named for this man. For 10 points, name this German philosopher the author of a passage about a master and slave in his Phenomenology of Spirit, in whose namesake dialectic thesis and antithesis form a synthesis.
Hegel.
One method of performing this action relies on the fact that dideoxynucleotides lack the terminal OH group that allows polymerase to synthesize DNA. For 10 points each, name this process, one type of which was developed by Frederick Sanger. The Human Genome Project made use of both the Sanger and shotgun types of this process.
Yeah, DNA sequencing. Yeah.
This multiplex method of studying gene expression, which is often called a lab-on-a-chip, involves hybridizing fluorescent cDNA onto its namesake glass plate.
It's a microRNA chip, a gene chip, or mRNA, or a microRNA chip.
No, it's a DNA microarray. The cDNA used in microarray is synthesized from this type of RNA, which is synthesized during transcription. It conveys information from the nucleus to the ribosomes.
mRNA messenger.
Correct. So 20 kilos. This is started 2. By Rice's theorem, all non-trivial properties of the set of languages accepted by these objects are undecidable. They are 7 tuples that include a transition function that maps a state and input symbol pair to a triple consisting of a new state, a new symbol, and a new direction. Modifications to these objects include multi-track and multi-tape versions. They can be visualized as a read-write head moving along an infinitely long input-out.
Turing machine?
Yes. For 10 points each, answer the following about paintings by Jacques-Louis David. One of David's best-known works is one that depicts the death of this Greek philosopher. In that painting, he is giving a speech while reaching for a cup of hemlock.
Socrates.
David's Oath of the Horatii shows the father holding up 3 of these objects, one for each of his sons who are pledging their allegiance.
Sword.
I thought there were swords.
Swords.
First exhibited at David's own home, this 1799 painting shows Hercelia and other women in the middle of a battle trying to bring it to an end. Babies crawl on the ground, unaware of the violence that surrounds them.
As is the rape of the Sabine women.
Rape of the Sabine women.
And that's the intervention of the Sabine women. I specifically cannot accept Valerie.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Next starter. One piece in this composition begins with an E major chord and violins playing over a pizzicato background. Another piece in this work ends with 2 outbursts representing the lamenting of a kidnapped bride. Tambourine and piccolo are used in an Arabic dance in this work, which includes Asa's death and Anitra's dance. The... Yes. Oh, bonuses to the other side. On this path, a Roman first gained prestige by serving in the military, and then could become a quaestor, aedile, and praetor in succession. For 10 points each, name this sequence of offices through which a Roman magistrate rose in prominence.
Is it the Ludionoris?
No, it's the cursus honorum. During the Republic, the peak of the cursus honorum was this office. The 2 colleagues who held this office concurrently were the most powerful men in the government.
The consulate? Consulship, rather. The consuls.
Yeah, I'll give it to you. Only plebeians could hold this office, designed to defend them against other magistrates. They were allowed to veto any act by any magistrate as long as they were physically present.
Tribune for plebs.
Yes, for 20 points in those. A giant sea turtle ate travellers that were tricked into touching the ones of the bandit Scaron. Talos died when the nail was removed from this part of his body. Scorpius stung Orion on this body part, also the site of Hercules being attacked by a crab while fighting...
Ankle.
Yeah, that's good. Feet in general, but I can accept ankle. This heteroatom is single bonded to two R groups in ethers, and aromatic compounds with this heteroatom include benzoic acid. For 10 points each, name this heteroatom bonded to a hydrogen and an R group in aldehydes, which is also present in carboxylic acids. It has atomic number 8 and a molar mass of 16 grams per mole.
Oxygen.
Oxygen is also found in esters, which can be synthesized using a reaction named for this German chemist. This chemist also names a projection of organic compounds in which the carbons are lined up vertically.
Who's a German chemist?
Harbour.
Bosch.
Answer, please.
Bosch.
That's Fischer. This aromatic compound is characterized by an OH group bonded to a benzene ring. This compound, along with acetone, is formed from the oxidation of cumene.
Phenol.
20 points. Starter. The surface of this organelle contains the CRM1 protein, which mediates leucine-rich export signals and mediates transport of the U class of certain molecules, and those molecules are modified by this organelle's GEMS and CAHAL bodies. SNO-RNAs function in one process in this organelle, and SNRPs aid in the post-transcriptional modification of mRNA in this organelle. The membrane surrounding this organelle dissolves during prophase.
It's the nucleus.
It is. In Book 1 of this poem, Una marries the Red Cross Knight after he escapes the evil Duessa. For 10 points each, name this work also featuring the female knight Britomart and her beloved Article. The title character of this work, Gloriana, represents Elizabeth I.
Fairy Queen.
Fairy Queen.
This author of the Fairy Queen also wrote a sonnet sequence for his eventual wife.
Spencer.
This aforementioned sonnet sequence corresponds with readings from the Book of Common Prayer and opens with a poem celebrating Spencer's marriage. One of its poems promises, "My verse your virtues shall eternalize."
I think it's just called Epithalamium. Epithalamium?
And the man is Amoretti.
Amoretti.
Starter. This leader sent Fritz von Holstein to spy on the ambassador to France, Harry von Arnhem, and find evidence to try him for treason. He gained several new territories for his country in the Peace of Nikolsburg, which ended a war in which his forces won the decisive Battle of Königgrätz. This man authorized Adalbert Falk to pass the May laws as...
Otto von Bismarck.